Hello everyone, welcome to Crazy Story Time. Today, we'll discuss an interesting character, Chicken. Why is he so sensitive about events from 10 years ago? Old Wang was immediately kicked out, with Chicken looking quite displeased. You better watch out next. The story is about to blow up. Get ready to see what happens next. Get up here. Old Wang was more convinced than ever that the next target was Chicken, so to prevent any more mishaps, he secretly followed him around. Just to avoid a second incident, Old Wang kept a close watch on Chicken. Sure enough, Chicken couldn't sit still for 1 minute, and as soon as it got dark, he raced off to the nightclub. Meanwhile, the female assassin was disguised as a waitress while Old Wang was busy searching each room for her. It's really a cat and mouse game. Just as the female assassin was about to make her move, Old Wang sneaked in first, and seeing her with Chicken, both being cops, she had to back off. But in her panic, she accidentally dropped her curved knife, and Old Wang caught a glimpse of it. The moment he saw the woman, Old Wang took off after her, and the female assassin began to run like the wind. Even in high heels, her legs were like little rockets, leaving Old Wang standing there in stunned disbelief. Old Wang saw that curvaceous figure on the monitor and suspected she might be the stunning girl tormented by the three beasts years ago. Now she was a household name, transformed into a megastar. Even her ID says Gila now. Old Wang hurriedly summoned her to the police station for a chat. But when she brought up the past, Gila just said she was knocked out and couldn't remember a thing. This left Old Wang at a loss for words just then. His colleague discovered she was filming abroad during both murders totally as an alibi. So, out of helplessness, Old Wang had no choice but to let her go for the moment. But superstar sightings are a rare occurrence, and he didn't want to miss the chance. How could Old Wang not want to chat with such a superstar? But the case had little to do with her. All he could do was reluctantly let her go. Old Wang took the knife left by the female assassin for further investigation, and the expert immediately recognized it as a slaughterhouse tool, shaped like a tiger's claw. Just as he was getting ready to clock out, he stumbled upon news of a newly opened pork shop outside. Curiously, he headed over and saw a beautiful lady boss carving meat. Her skill with the knife was impressive, and her figure was to die for. Old Wang couldn't help but draw parallels to the female assassin. Subtitles. The assassin seemed to sense being watched. Turning, their eyes met, and Old Wang froze. He immediately turned awkward and hurriedly left. Having been single for 38 years, he tossed and turned in bed, his mind racing with thoughts of the beauty from the pork shop. Subtitles. Time ticks on, and he feels as though his brain is losing control. Old Wang decided to start counting sheep to take his mind off things. By the time he reached 17,000 sheep, the sun finally rose. That night was truly torturous. Old Wang walked to work feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. When he reached the meat shop, he was shocked to see he wasn't the only one enchanted by the owner. Young and old alike were there, all mesmerized by the owner's stunning beauty. Old Wang couldn't help but step forward, with everyone's eyes dazzled by her radiant beauty. Just as he was lost in thought, a bucket of cold water splashed onto him, snapping him back to reality. Although jolted awake, Old Wang remained captivated by the woman's silhouette. He initially came to solve the case, but ended up getting ensnared instead. From that day on, Old Wang made a daily visit to the butcher shop, suspecting that woman might be the killer. However, the purpose of his visit subtly shifted as an elderly lady in the shop rambled on and on. This lady was worried about the woman's business, repeatedly saying how delicious the pork loin was. That the meat changed color too quickly, she hoped to eat it before it did. Old Wang felt increasingly uneasy, so he mustered up the courage and pushed the shop door open. He bumped into the old lady as he walked in, not realizing how enchanting her scent was. The scent felt oddly familiar to Old Wang, but he couldn't quite place it. All he desired was to see that goddess as quickly as possible. The moment he saw the pig's head, Old Wang finally realized. Just seeing her filled his heart with a kind of excitement like first love hard to resist. To his surprise, she thought of him as an old perv and quickly turned away. Coincidentally, coming over was a cop, one of old Wang's subordinates. How awkward. Back home, old Wang was surprised to find Chicken actually sharing the screen with Gillan. A coincidence. So old Wang decided to meet with Chicken again to continue investigating.